Good morning. Happy Saturday, y'all. We are on October 18th. And if you in Florida, you really loving this weather we've had for like the last 2 weeks. It has been so nice. So nice. So I am truly enjoying what it feels like to be in fall in Florida, because we don't really get seasons like that. So it's been really nice. I hope that your Saturday morning has started off so good, that you feel energized, you have a sense of urgency and purpose, and you ready for today's episode. I hope you got your tea, your OJ, your orange juice, whatever it is that you get, your protein shake, or maybe it's just water. Whatever it is, I hope that you already have it, as you know how we get down. So I got my tea. It always hits the spot. I love tea. And so thank you for joining me, your host, Brandy, on the platform Words That Speak for Her Divine Journey podcast. I missed y'all last week. I totally did. If you know, you know, and if you follow me on IG and Facebook at Words That Speak, I had my first vendors event, y'all, and it was pretty cool. Like I kind of learned what I need to get, what I do want for like my special table. It wasn't a busy event, but your girl sold 2 books. I sold 2 of these bad boys. I was so happy. So yeah, like it was nice. I was there maybe about 5 hours. It had like 2 more hours, but I ended up going to another bookstore to see if I could get my book in there, and I'm still waiting on feedback from that, y'all. But other than that, your girl's been doing her thing, you know. And I really want to start this next episode what's been going on after my book launch. So if you've been following along, you know that last month my book officially launched, Addicted to Pain, My Life, Your Story, From a Broken Girl to a Healing Woman. And I became a #1 best-selling author. That's a big win. That's like huge. A huge milestone. Absolutely. I want to show it to y'all one more time. Ooh, you see that, baby? Ah. But here's the thing nobody really talks about. What happens after the win? After 6 years of writing and rewriting, editing, crying, praying, stopping, setbacks, and finally holding this dream in my hands, I woke up a few days later asking myself, now what? My schedule is kind of free. I don't have my editor's meetings. What am I posting? What am I even doing? I have nothing I need to write. Of course, I have other ideas for my next books to come, but like this baby is born, and now what? See, the work doesn't stop after the celebration. It just changes its shape. And for me, this season has looked less like grinding and more like listening. Less like running and more like resting. Because I believe God is teaching me how to steward the win and not just celebrate it. Because I believe God is teaching me how to steward the win and not just celebrate it. Because if you know me, right, there's a part of me that is a natural go-getter. Like I am very ambitious. So 9 times out of 10, when I say I'm going to do something, I get it done. It may take me a little longer. It may happen quickly, but I'm a big person on getting things done. When I said it, when I say it, when I announce it, when I pray about it, when I journal it, however, even when it's just in here and no one else knows, I'm already figuring it out. And that's a great thing, but it can also hinder me because I want to know the plans and I want to know the details, and God doesn't always work like that. So I've learned a lot from this book. And so I'm trying to, stay in motion, but it not be in my own way. Because staying in motion means book signings, bookstore, events, interviews. This is like the momentum. But then there's the other part of me, the part God, I feel, is whispering to me that says, be still. Don't just move. Move when I move. And if I'm honest, y'all, that's the hard part, right? Because there's been many times, and I'm going to use the book, that I was writing or this was supposed to happen like this, or I felt like I was with God, and then all of a sudden I wasn't with God. God was over there, I was over here, and he shifts, he moves, and I missed it. And there was also times where we were right on the same page, like I was going with him, and it's hard sometimes to not just move, but move when he moves. And the way to know when he moves is to be in intimacy with him, to be in his word, to be praying, to be observant, not just in a morning prayer, not just at a night prayer, but an all-day occurrence of reaching out to him, of bringing him into your everyday moments. Because the world tells us momentum is everything. Oh, you got to run for it. You got to keep going. You're #1 best-selling author. You just put it out there. Now you got to do this. And but the kingdom reminds us that obedience is everything. So I've been in this in-between where I call it the grassroots season. I'm still planting seeds, talking to bookstores, joining some reading groups, showing up to events, but I'm also letting the soil of this season breathe. Because not every door is my door, and not every invitation is my assignment. And I have to be intentional, and I want to be intentional about what I say yes to. I want to walk into rooms God has prepared, not rooms that look shiny but pull me off mission. So this month, I've been learning to rest, reset, and rebuild my rhythm around his timing and not my timeline. That's a word for somebody. So this month, I'm learning to rest, reset, and rebuild my rhythm around his timing, not my timeline. Because y'all, I don't want just any door. I want the right door. I don't want just any interview. I want God's favor on that interview. I don't want just anybody. I want the one that God sent. So I have to be intentional. I've got to be discerning. And y'all, this week alone, I've had to do a detour afterward because I could feel the pressure because of me. Because I'm like, oh, I got to get this done. I got to do this. Oh, and I got to do that. And I should do this. And God, should I go do this? I had to pull off. I went to a little spot I like to go to and sat by the water. And I was there almost an hour. Just me, the waves, nature, and God. And I cried. I vented. I sat quiet. I was still. And I'm just embracing this. Because that's not God. And there's this lie that I'm like, I don't want to miss my moment. I don't want to miss my chance. But how could I miss what's for me if it came from him himself, right? So it's like you got to be I have to be, and if you're in this position where you just had a major win and you've created something that you've been working towards, well, yeah, we still have to make sure that we're still doing it with God and not going independent of him. And I don't want to be independent from him because I know I can, and that's what my natural nature wants to do. But that's not what I'm feeling in my spirit. So, I love reflection. I love reflection. I actually try to do weekly reflections. So if you're not up on reflections, I highly recommend it. Even if it's not weekly, bi-weekly, start monthly. But I really like to try to get a weekly, of what I've learned, what I feel God is telling me, my emotions, just journaling, just really keeping track of me. Because I'm a lot sometimes. I could be a lot. A lot can just happen in a day. And we don't have the best memories to remember everything. So I really like reflection. So maybe you've had your own win, like I said recently, or maybe you're still waiting on one. Either way, remember, every season has a purpose. There's a time to plant, a time to water, a time to harvest, and yes, a time to rest. That's in Ecclesiastes, y'all. Let's go Bible. That is in Ecclesiastes. I think it's Ecclesiastes, right? 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. So don't rush what God is still growing. So what do you need to pause on that the world may be telling you, go, go, go? Or you may be telling yourself, oh, I still got to get this done. I still got to get this done. But God may be telling you, don't move until I move. Pause. Take in this moment. Remember this moment. Be present in this moment. All is well. So the work after the win isn't about proving yourself. It's about positioning yourself so that when the next door opens, you're not just ready, you're rooted. Ooh, I love this. I think I'm finna re-listen to this myself. So, thank you for tuning in to Her Divine Journey. Please follow me on IG and Facebook. Also, if you guys are wanting to get a copy of the book, I officially have it on my website at wordsthatspeak.com. You can go into the shop. It's on there. You can purchase it from there. You can also find it on Amazon. And if you're local and you want me to sign it, pull up on your girl. Send me a DM, send me a text, reach out to me, let me know. And if this was for you, if it spoke to you, share it with someone who's in their in-between season. And always keep growing, keep trusting, and keep walking in divine purpose, y'all. So I will see you next time. Toodles!